Thank you, I guess, for inviting me this evening. I got the invitation yesterday evening. I wasn't told until I got here what it was actually about. So I take on board all that you've said about the Labour Party. So I do feel I have to correct you on some facts in Sheffield. Up till the election last year, we had only 2 members of the BME community, 2 members of the Asian community, who were councillors. We made the effort to get a lot more elected last year, and 3 actually. And we saw an increase with Caban and Maroof, and we've seen the growth in the involvement of members of the Asian community in Sheffield politics, more in the last 3 years than you will have seen in the last 10 years. As far as running the party goes, which is the district party, that's a key part of the political process. It sets the policies, it sorts out the selection procedures. It is probably one of the most important elements of the Labour Party in the city. And yet, continuously, I have asked to get members of the BME community to go onto the governing body of that. When I was first elected as a member of that, there was not one member on that body. I eventually managed to get Cllr onto that body. I managed to get Mazur onto that body. Both of them then got too busy in the council, came off. They've not been replaced. We've had one other member come to that since then from the BME community. He's been on it for 12 months and not attended one of the meetings. Now, these are important things because they make the decisions of how our parties run. This year, there will be a vacancy at the top level of that, which will automatically give invitations into the executive, into the group officers of the party, which will be when our current secretary resigns, and either the secretary or the election for the vice chair of the party. We would wholeheartedly welcome a member of the Asian community to stand for that post. I've asked 11 now and been turned down by everyone.
Give them a round of applause.
I just really want to put the point forward here that it is important that people get involved, and don't just get involved because they want to be councillors. And even in my own ward, which is this ward, Darnell, it's taken me 3 years to get a member of the BME community to stand as the vice chair, and he wouldn't take over from me as chair this year, which I wanted him to. Perhaps he needs a bit of experience, but we welcome the fact he stood as vice chair and attends every meeting. But we've got officers there who were in their 70s and 80s who want to retire, a secretary who wants to retire, and we can't get people to take those jobs on within the party. So it goes further than just getting people onto the council. It goes to the whole organisation of the Labour Party in the city and the involvement at the grassroots level, because that is where you get the input to get the influence at the top levels of the party. So my one message tonight would be, anyone who is interested in getting involved in the politics of the city here, come and get involved at every level of the party. There's big opportunities within the Labour organisation this year coming up with the elections in the district party and in the individual wards. And with the exception of the wards like Cabans and Burngreave and Darnell and Central, our representation of the Asian community in Liver wards is really negligible. So please get involved. If anyone wants to get involved, my door's always open. I would encourage everybody if we can. Thank you very much.